Hello, my name is Deb Coviello with the USWCA, and I have the distinct honor of interviewing Maureen Guay today. We are going to get into her curling career as well as the circuit, which is so important to what USWCA is doing. So, Maureen, thank you and welcome to the interview today.
Thank you, Deborah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people know you. I've seen you around at the USWCA, but I truly don't know yourself personally as well as your curling career. Can you share that a little bit for the people that are viewing this?
I grew up in Northern Ontario and I started curling in high school. My parents curled and my friends and my brothers. And I went to the University of Toronto and studied pharmacy. And I met my husband there. And we moved to Minnesota in 86. And I'd gotten away from curling, but I went back to the St. Paul Curling Club in 94. And I got involved with the USWCA a few years later. And so I've been curling a long time.
Yeah, I am grateful for being part of a sport where you can start at any time,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a sport for a lifetime and meeting such amazing people. But just curious, with the USWCA, have you been a rep or held any other positions? I'm curious.
Kind of all of the above. I
Okay.
was a rep. I was one of the first regional liaisons. I've been on a lot of different committees. And I was president. I was president in 2011, 2012. And it was an amazing experience. And I just love the organization. I think it's an incredible group of women.
I too have been coming to appreciate the inner workings. Again, not only is it, just an amazing supportive community of women curlers supporting others as well as youth, but when I see how the USWCA works at the national level, all of the subcommittees coming
Mhm.
together under the senior leadership and ultimately making key decisions and advancing women and youth curling, it's like a business. It's really a well-oiled machine. But let's move a little bit into the circuit because the circuit is one of those things that the USWCA so proudly supports getting women more into curling. Just tell us a little bit more about your experience on the circuit.
I've been involved with the circuit from the beginning. I was actually first vice president the year it started, so I kind of had to join, but no, I would have anyway. I curl several times a year. I love bondspieling, and I was on the Scott Tour in 2006, and I've been fortunate enough that I curl every fall with my Scott Tour teammates. And then I curl in Cape Cod with another group of people who are on our tour. And they're both circuit bondspiels, and it just added to the experience.
So, what's your favorite, I don't know, story or experience about being on the circuit? I mean, a story that maybe hasn't been told or needs to be told.
Um, One of my favorite stories is our St. Paul cold ladies cold cash bondspiel is on the circuit. And I tend to curl with different people in St. Paul. And I've had teammates who they wouldn't sign up. And then back then you could still sign up after your first game. So I talked them into it. I think I even said, well, I'll pay your circuit entry because, you need another person on the team and you can pay me back if you win money. And they all won money and they were converted.
So, just curious because again, a lot of people that are watching this, that we go out, we bond spiel, we go to an open bond spiel, a women's bond spiel, 5 and under bond spiel. But what is it about, the circuit culture or the environment or the program that maybe differentiates it from just any other bond spiel?
What I like is that you get points for every win. So you can curl in a Bondspiel, and even if you're not curling in the finals and being piped on the ice Sunday, your wins still count for something. So it makes every game kind of more important. And people say, well, I don't Bondspiel a lot and I don't do that well, but you don't have to. You get points for every win, and you can do pretty well just doing 3 Bondspiels a year.
That's really interesting because, a lot of people will have a mindset, well, I'm not that good, or, it's really not going to make a difference whether I go to this Bondspiel or one on the circuit. But you just said something that, again, if you're fortunate enough to be on a team that just has a win, it doesn't
Right.
mean you have to, win the entire
Hmm.
Bondspiel. If nothing else, it's a testament to the skills and our abilities to say, yes, sometimes we don't win, but when we do, we'll recognize the points, the circuit, support that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So, before we bring this to a close, if somebody is kind of on the fence of whether to start getting into the circuit, whether it's the fee or what have you, what are some thoughts that you would share with them if they're on the fence and they're thinking about it but not quite sure?
I would encourage them to do so. More than half the people who participate at least get their entry fee back. And it does encourage, and it might encourage you to bonspiel with different people, because if someone else is, let's say, going out of town and it's a circuit bonspiel, they're going to want to make sure they have someone else on the circuit on their team. So I think it opens up some different opportunities for curlers.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's another reason why I'm grateful for being on the USWCA. I do curl in Cincinnati. There are a lot of women. We're fortunate there's a lot of women that I can bonspiel with, but on occasion, you like to get on the road and meet other people and go other places. And if you can participate, I'm just putting my hand up there. I'm willing to jump on any other team
Exactly. Yeah.
and make new friends and see if we can get a win. So
Hmm.
amazing. Okay, well, Maureen, I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Any last words before we bring this to a close?
Just good curling.
Good curling. And on that note, thank you so much for a fantastic interview, and I wish you continued success.
All right. Thank you, Deborah.